Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And to answer a question I got by email about the differences in time between, say, problems that are seen in Windows and the fact that they will be eventually acknowledged by Microsoft or even added to the known issue page that Microsoft has of the different versions of Windows. And the question is, it seems like sometimes it takes a long time before Microsoft actually does acknowledge a problem. This is a complex issue because there's a lot of things about problems in Windows that are very specific to a user, to a specific hardware, to a mix of things. When you look at the blog posts of people complaining of problems they have, one of the things that happens is that, yes, there are a certain number of people that have issues. The problem is you've got to look at it and then say what issues are actually major issues that affect a big part of the Windows user base, and which ones are very specific to something that might be a software issue, that an antivirus, a bad driver, a clash between software, which in turn is not necessarily a Windows issue. And that's where you got to separate that first of all. What's the Windows issue, or is it a non-Windows issue? I say it all the time. As a tech guy over the years, I can tell you that 95+% of all problems in Windows have nothing to do with Windows. They are by third-party software, bad drivers, antivirus, clash between software, and other things that the user itself has done. So people will say, well, it's Windows, that's why it crashes or it has all these problems, which is not the case. Windows is very, very solid operating system. It's really in the nature of the billions of configurations and the billions of things that the user itself can maybe do that you end up with, well, yeah, there are people with problems, but most of them are not Windows. So you got to take that out. And when you get to this list here, you got to take the known issues that could be related to some hardware or specific things, but that are known to have happened because of a Windows change. It could be a new version of Windows, a new update of Patch Tuesday, a new bug fixing update that creates another problem. So you got to first of all look at what is something that we're going to add here as a known issue. Now, that said, personally, I do find that Microsoft has such telemetry from the different Windows versions, plus all the feedback hub, and the comments of people, that I find it a little hard to believe that Microsoft doesn't see that they've created a problem pretty quickly. So if an update has created a problem and a huge number of people are having that issue, Microsoft must know quite fast that something's wrong. But it's not going to acknowledge it that fast, and it can take days and even weeks sometimes. And, I think they should fix that a little more. They should be more proactive as to when something goes bad, just say it out loud and not wait a month or 2 months or, oh, yeah, well, since July, this issue has been plaguing. Yeah, and what, you're talking about it in November? Why didn't you talk about it, quickly in July? At least I think it would actually make Microsoft look more serious with Windows and want to really do something about it. So it's a mix of, both of Microsoft and maybe kind of a little not wanting to say it out loud as fast as it should be, and a mix of what exactly is a major issue that is really something we need to talk about affecting Windows, which is difficult because it's not because there's an update a quick example: when there's a patch Tuesday update for security, there will be immediately a certain number of people with problems, either errors because the update doesn't install, either the install did something that, when they came back to Windows, something's wrong or something's having an error message. Thing is that's not Windows goofing up most of the time. Yes, it does happen, and we have great examples of Microsoft goofing up for sure. That famous printer problem, for example. But the majority of the time when something goes wrong on a PC, it's the PC, not the update. There was something on the PC that created a problem. A lot of it has to do with people turning off their computers in the middle of an update, and then after that, Windows update is broken and doesn't work anymore. That is a user problem. It's not a Windows problem. So, there's a lot of that going on. So when I look at the comments of people having problems, people do not admit they did something bad. They just say, oh, what the hell with Windows, it has problems. Yeah, but, as a tech guy, I've often had I would say, have to do detective work to kind of get the truth out of what exactly has happened, to learn that, oh, so you did this, that's why it's like that. There's a lot of it going on, and we got to be careful with that too. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.